Hey, Nixie. We'll start off laying on our backs. Start with your knees bent. Allow the heaviness of the bones to ground you down, connect you to the earth. Particularly, be sure that the triangular bone at the base of the pelvis, the sacrum, has settled. And then if it's comfortable, you can extend your heels away from the crown of your head. If that causes any discomfort in the lower back, keep your knees bent, feet wide, knees fall together. Bring your awareness to your breath and take a moment to check in with the quality of your breath before your practice. Notice if your chest feels tight or open, if your breath is short or long, if the inhales or the exhales bear more weight. And then take a moment to intentionally deepen your breath. Bring your awareness to your diaphragm, that muscle right below the ribs. And as you inhale, feel it expand downward. As you exhale, allow everything to soften back and spread wide across the floor. With your next inhale, take your awareness past your diaphragm, down into the bottoms of your feet and the tips of your toes. And as you exhale, completely sink into the support of the ground beneath you. And connect to that universal blueprint. Bones and joints stack in the back body plane. And then begin a quick scan through your physical body. This time moving the awareness from the bottoms of your feet and the tips of your toes. Inhale, breathe it up through the legs, into the pelvis, the low back, the middle back. Notice any areas of tension, soreness, general discomfort. And as you inhale deeply, breathe into those places. Gently open and expand with your in-breath. And as you exhale completely, allow some tension to leave your body with your breath. With your next inhale, pull your awareness up to and through your torso, into your shoulders, your neck, and your face. Once again, just notice where in the upper body you're holding tension today. And use the breath to bring your awareness into those areas. As you inhale, gently create space. Invite fresh blood and oxygen to flow through your body. And as you exhale completely, continue the conversation of consciously asking your body to soften, release, and let go. Lastly, observe your mind. Notice where your thoughts are at. Notice the speed at which they move through you. Allow yourself to take a big step back from identifying as your thoughts and witness their passing through your mind like clouds through the sky, without getting attached or carried away, without judging yourself for what you're thinking about, but just beginning to notice the habits and patterns in the way the mind turns. And bring your awareness back and anchor it fully on your breath. A few more of those deep, long breaths down into the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes. And exhale, soften back and spread wide across the floor. Feeling that the whole front body, the individual body, the part of ourselves that we see reflected in the mirror, where all our vanity lies, allowing that front body to soften back towards the back body, the universal body, the alignment, the stacking of the bones and joints in the spine that aligns this antenna that connects us to projecting and receiving from the universe. We'll do those spinal rolls on the floor to start off, because we are focusing on the core today, the action, energy, and alignment at the center of our bodies, the seat of personal power, where the will and the ego reside. So extend every single time. Please stop. Okay. Extend your arms up and overhead. Press all your fingernails firmly into the floor. Draw your abdomen in and up. Cinch the low ribs and the hip bones towards each other. Scoop from the tailbone towards the heels and inhale, lift your legs. Lift them all the way up and overhead to touch the floor behind you. And as you exhale, belly button towards the spine, roll out vertebrae by vertebrae. Continuing to press the thigh bones away from you so we don't let the thigh bones collapse towards the hip bones as we work here. Once your legs hit the floor, renew your efforts. Cinch the low ribs and the hip bones together and inhale, lift your chest. Trying to keep your arms by your ears as much as possible as you come to fold forward and touch your toes. Roll the spine back out. Moving slowly, articulating each vertebrae, keeping your arms by your ears as much as possible. That was one. We're gonna do 5 full cycle spinal rolls. So you can continue at your own pace. Just making sure that you are moving slowly so you can observe your body. Notice if there are places where your spine gets stuck and wants to move in chunks. That is letting you know that that is exactly where your paraspinal muscles are weak and need to work. And it's fine if you need to get a little momentum to get moving. Eventually, we want to do it from complete stillness, but that might not be accessible right away. As you work, you might notice that the body shimmies to one side or the other. It lets you know that that side is your weaker side and your other side is overworking. See if you can use your awareness to cultivate a balance between both sides of your body. We also want a balance between this action of thigh bones back and abdomen engaged. So there is a slight arch in the lower back as we work. You might notice the abdominal muscles want to pop up in the center of the abdomen. Exhale, soften them back. Spread them wide across the floor. Feel the burn. These are so good for you. I was really disappointed when I remembered that I missed class on Monday and that there was only going to be 3 Vinyasa classes this week. Or only 2, excuse me, because I'd already planned 3. Once you've done 5 spinal rolls total, you can draw your knees into your chest. Take a moment to rock from side to side, massage your lower back. And then we add the twist. So with the knees drawn into the chest, draw your abdomen in towards your spine. And with an exhale, the arms are extended out, palms facing up. Lower the knees towards the right elbow. Turning your abdomen back to the left. Hovering, don't let the legs collapse onto the floor. Lift the knees that last little bit to touch the elbow. And inhale back to center. Exhale your knees up and over to the right. Turning the abdomen back to, no, I said the wrong thing, to the left. Turning the abdomen back to the right to keep that right shoulder grounded. Lift your knees the last little bit to touch your elbow. And inhale back to center. 4 more at your own pace. If you think that you're building strength and it's getting easy, you can work with your legs straight, taking your ankles up and over to your wrists. Continuing to turn your abdomen in the opposite direction to ground that opposite shoulder. Maintain as much balance and evenness in the grounding of the back body plane as you can as we work through the asymmetry of the shapes. And if you incorporate these 2 exercises into your daily practice, your core, your back body will get so strong so quickly. And then once you've done 5 times in each direction, once more the knees into the chest, rock to massage the sacrum a little bit. And exhale, roll to your right side. Press down with your palms to lift up. And come to a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed for just another moment. And check back in with your alignment. Build your shape from the ground up, looking for that stacking of the bones and joints that brings a lightness into your being. Inner rotate the thighs to move the flesh of the buttocks out. Remembering that if your pelvis tilts back here, you want to sit up on a block or a blanket or pillow, anything you have lying around your house. Ground your sits bones ground your fingertips by your hips. And as you inhale, use that as leverage to lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears. Roll your shoulders together down and into your back to fully broaden the chest and cinch the low ribs and hip bones together so we don't get our shoulders on our back by just arching our back, right? We're continuing to stack the bones and joints in the back body plane. And I'm like completely over my fucking theme of the week for hard work because I've just been realizing throughout this whole week that I'm such a like type A person that is such a busybody and that is constantly working really hard. And therefore, most of the students that are attracted to my classes are the same way. And since I've had poison ivy now for like 3 weeks or something, and I thought it was getting better for a minute, but then it's just getting worse. I realized, oh, hey, maybe what I actually need is to calm the fuck down and to not be constantly pushing myself to work harder. So we are on the core today, and we will be doing a little bit of hard work, but we're gonna balance that out with a sweet, long Shavasana with Yoga Nidra, and think much more about the balance between effort and ease, the balance of will and surrender that enables flight. We'll be doing some work up to arm balances and some inversions today. These shapes and poses are possible because we stack the bones and joints. Specifically in inversions, we stack the bones and joints in the back body plane. It brings a lightness. It doesn't mean that we aren't working hard, because we are, but when we align, our hard work pays off more. So we are stacking the bones and joints so the skeletal system can support us, so we can receive that guidance, that sustenance from the energy of the universe. And then the muscles, the organs, all other parts of our being don't have to work quite so hard. So with an inhale, you can reach your arms up and overhead. And exhale, release through the mouth with sound. Good. 2 more times like that. Inhale, stretch past your skin and fingertips. And exhale, let it all go. Inhale to prepare for the sound of Om 3 times together. We'll take a moment to connect more deeply to our breath, cultivating Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi meaning victorious. It refers to the victory of the higher self over the aspects of the small ego-driven self. That reining in of the ego to do its job of making choices and navigating physical reality, but to do it from an enlightened perspective that considers your spiritual growth and evolution and the well-being of all things. So just inhaling and exhaling through the nose while tightening up the back of your throat like you're fogging up a mirror. You can begin making sure that your breath becomes gently audible to you and your pets around you. The sound is like waves crashing on the shore, and it provides a focal point to steady the mind as we witness what arises, abides, and dissolves. Last night was also the full moon in Scorpio, so we're still feeling the effects of that moon. The moon is, the moon governs our home life and our inner realm, so our emotions. And Scorpio is kind of like the complete opposite of the energy of the moon. Scorpio is intense, sexual, passionate, bordering on controlling and possessive when out of alignment. And so all of these intense emotions, passions are coming up and looking to be released. We can continue Ujjayi breath throughout our whole practice today, so I'll keep directing your awareness back to your breath. We're gonna cross the right shin in front of the left, in close to the knees. Allow the weight of the top shin bone to massage and crush the hardness of your bottom calf. Interlace your hands and bring them up and onto your head. Palms face up, elbows and armpits draw back and down. Inhale, stretch through the palms. Drop your chin to your chest. Reach up through the hands to lift the back ribs, each one off the one below it. Hip bones and low ribs cinch gently towards each other. Biceps draw back. Keep all of that work as you inhale and lift your gaze. Pull your pinky fingers and your thumbs down towards your face. Feel the shoulders come down away from the ears. 3 more deep, long breaths here. Rounding down to draw everything in and up. Abdomen hugs in, elbows hug in. As you exhale, softening the skin down around the bones. Pinkies and thumbs towards your head. Hips and shoulders towards the floor. This is your alignment in your inversions. We are not popping our low ribs out. With an exhale, release. Twist to the right. Ground your right fingertips behind you and press your left hand and your right knee together. The lifting of the leg activates the foundation. Both sits bones round evenly. From the base of the spine, inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears. Exhale, deepen your twist. Again, the twist is not here. Those low ribs draw down and back. Press out through your hands to roll your shoulders together down and into your back body. Chin in line with the sternum, slide the jawbone back and shift your gaze behind you. 3 breaths. Good. And release, return to center. Switch out the crossing of your legs. Switch out the interlacing of your hands. Bring the hands back onto the top of the head, palms facing up. That heaviness of the hands gives you an awareness to lift up into. Armpits and elbows draw back and down. And then inhale, stretch up through the palms. Chin to the chest gives you leverage to pull the abdomen in and up. Cinch the low ribs and the hip bones towards each other. Keep that as you stretch the back ribs, each one off the one below it. And inhale, gaze up. Pull your pinky fingers and your thumbs down towards your face. Feel your shoulders come down away from your ears. Neutralize your head and gaze for 3 more breaths. Pressing down to draw the abdomen in and up, to lift that energy from the core to the crown. Elbows hug in. As you exhale, pinkies and thumbs pull down. Skin softens, shoulders and hips towards the floor. Next, exhale, release, twist to the left. Right hand and left knee answer one another in call and response. From the base of the spine, inhale, lift straight up. As you exhale, deepen your twist. Press out through your palms to roll the shoulders down together and into the back body, balancing that with softening the ribs down and back. Feel what's happening in your neck. Make your adjustments to find the center and have 3 breaths. Good, release and come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Ground your knees right under your hips. Gentle engagement of the abdomen towards the spine. Even as you inhale, drop, arch the back, tilt the tailbone, gaze up. Exhale, press down. Curl your spine to the ceiling. Continue at your own pace. Sync the motions of the body with the breath. Use the breath to deepen the motions of your body. And allow that synchronicity to bring you fully and completely into the present moment. The place from which we take action, make changes, do our work. Move in any way that feels good to you here. Remembering that now more than ever as we practice virtually, you must listen to your body. When you're ready, you can tuck your toes, lift your hips high, and press back, downward facing dog. Making sure your hands are grounded evenly with each other, and so are your feet as wide as your hips. Turn the outer edge of your feet parallel with the outer edge of the mat. And as you inhale, lift and spread your fingers and toes. Stretch them out, ground them down, but keep that engagement in the shins and forearms. From that grounding, inhale and lift your abdomen towards your spine and lift your hips high. Exhale, press your thigh bones up and back to where the wall meets the ceiling. And your low ribs move up and back towards your thigh bones as you press your thigh bones up and back away from your low ribs. 3 more deep, long breaths. With an inhale, flow forward into your plank pose and pause here. The hips are at the height of the shoulders, and then we root our tailbones down. Lift the abdomen and lift the back of the ribs to meet the shoulder blades. Cinch the hip bones and the low ribs towards each other as you roll the shoulders down the back and extend through the crown and the neck. One more big inhale here, and exhale, lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. Everything on the ground presses firmly down into the ground to lift the heart and crown. The tailbone, the energy from the tailbone is always extending towards the heels, even when we're upside down. And the low ribs and the hip bones still cinch gently together. One more big inhale here. And exhale, seat to heels. Child's pose. Allow the weight of the hips again to settle energetically towards the heels. Feel free to sway from side to side if that feels good to you. And with an inhale, walk your fingertips forward. Breathe length and space into each vertebrae in your spine. And as you exhale completely, soften more deeply into the stretch. Child's pose is one of the shapes where we want to just completely allow the abdomen to relax. Remembering that we have to find a balance between effort and ease in the practice. Have one more big breath here. And with an inhale, rise, arch the back, gaze up. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips high, press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale and lift the hips, lift the abdomen, lift and spread the toes, which really initiates those actions. And then exhale, ground down. Take your thigh bones up and back. Take your low ribs up and back. Feel the softness and the surrender that you can find in the shape when you stack the bones and joints and everything is in alignment. 3 more deep, long breaths. And with an inhale, begin to walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Come into a standing forward bend. You can work with the legs straight or the knees bent for the first forward fold of the practice. But let the abdomen come towards the thighs for a moment. Head hangs heavy. Shake it yes and no. Grab opposite elbows and sway. Move it any way that feels good to you to release tension from the back, your shoulders, your neck. Let it all drain out through the crown of the head. Everything you think you know about being good and right, so that you can make space to receive new guidance and new insights. Inhale, return to center, and exhale through the mouth with sound. Release the arms down. With your next inhale, begin to roll up. Pelvis spins around the femur bones, vertebrae stack. Head and shoulders are the last things to rise. Tadasana, mountain pose. So we are looking for these principles of alignment, which are universal in all the shapes and the whole practice. Turn the outer edge of your feet parallel with the outer edge of your mat. Lift and spread your toes and press down through that big toe mound. Feel how that activates and lifts the inner arch and the inner ankle. That's really where the lift of the abdomen starts. The first diaphragm of the body, the pelvic floor being the second. So we are engaged in the arch as we take our thigh bones back. Taking the center of the hips over the knees and ankles, keeping the thigh bones back. At all these levels, it's a balance of opposing forces. Draw the center of your buttocks into your midline to root your tailbone down and lift the pelvic triangle in and up. The hip bones and the low ribs cinch together so we are strong, stable, contained at our center. Pooling our energy, gathering our forces to direct them intentionally towards what we would like to create. Palms roll to face forward, to roll the shoulders back. We are looking to connect with this template, this blueprint, in all the poses, even as we're flowing through them. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine, abdomen lifts. Ground your palms, step or jump back to plank. That same template, stacking the bones and joints in the back body plane. Find it and keep it as you exhale and lower. Maybe you want to use your knees for support. Press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. The center of the buttocks hugs into the midline of the body, and so do the center of the shoulders. Exhale, lift your hips high, press back, downward facing dog. Return to your breath and find that template. Outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Lift and spread your toes. Press through the big toe mound to lift the inner arch. And from there, lift the hips. Lift your abdomen towards your spine. Exhale, thigh bones back. Low ribs up and back. 3 breaths. And with an inhale, gaze forward, and today I invite you to jump. Pull your abdomen into your spine. Gaze out to that triangular point between your hands. And as you inhale, stack the shoulders over the wrists and maybe lift the hips. Lengthen your spine and exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, come to stand. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Tadasana. Checking back in with your alignment, connecting to the blueprint that brings the lightness and the ease. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, ground your palms, belly button to the spine as you jump back. Plank pose. Find that stacking of the bones and joints in the back body plane. And keep it as you exhale. Shift the weight forward. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Inhale, lift your heart. Roll your shoulders back. And exhale, draw the abdomen in and up to lift the hips high. Press the hips up and back. Feel the stacking of the bones and joints. And then allow your body to soften into it. 3 more deep, long breaths. Inhale, gaze forward to that triangular point out between your hands. Slight bend in your knees. Shift the shoulders over the wrists and lift the hips high as you jump forward. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Come to stand. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. 1 more time. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, gaze forward, lift the abdomen. Exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back to plank. Find that lift from the underside of the pose. Cinch the low ribs and the hip bones towards each other. Exhale, maintain this one line of energy through your body as you lower. Press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Return to your breath. With an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Bring your feet all the way together for this next part. We're gonna do a little variation on our sun salutation B. As you inhale, arms reach up, rise onto the balls of the feet. Hug everything into the midline of your body. Low ribs and buttocks, hugging in. And as you exhale, slowly bend your knees. Lowering the booty down towards the heels. Exhale, heels and booty touch the floor. Inhale, legs lift. Navasana, boat pose. 3 breaths. With an exhale, you're grounding the feet in close to your buttocks. You're pressing from the outside to the inside of the feet to rise again onto the balls of the feet. It's really hard, that's why we practice. Everything hugging into the midline of your body as you inhale and slowly rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, get length. Exhale, ground your palms, step or jump back. You can move through a vinyasa or meet us in down dog, your choice. In down dog, inhale, lift your right leg high. Lift from your inner thigh in the center of your heel as you press your left thigh bone back. Look up and back. Cultivate that balance and evenness in your pelvis. Inhale, draw the abdomen in and up. And exhale, step it through between the hands. Inhale, reach. Stretch your body, one long line of energy. Front knee stacks over the front ankle. We are almost resting our abdomen on our thigh, but then it's pulled up and back. Extend through the heel, the crown of the head and the fingertips. With your next exhale, release, ground your palms, step back. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Lift from your inner thigh in the center of your heel. Press your right thigh bone back. Look back at your hips. Abdomen towards the spine. Balance and evenness in the pelvis. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. And inhale, rise, stretching your body into one long line of energy. The front knee is over the front ankle and the legs scissor towards each other to engage the inner groin and lift the pelvic floor. As you exhale, stretch through the back heel, the fingertips and the crown of the head. With your next exhale, release. Ground your palms, step back. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Wherever you find yourself, maybe there's a child's pose there. Return to that ujjayi breath. Allow the breath to be gently audible. Balance and evenness in the breath is reflected in balance and evenness in the heart rate and the speed of your thoughts through your mind. We'll meet back in downward dog if you're not already there. And with an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, drop your seat, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall. Tadasana, mountain pose. Bringing the feet back together. Inhale, rise onto the balls of the feet as you reach the arms up. Find a focal point to steady your gaze. Soften the eyes. Slide the jawbone back and bend your knees slowly. The booty comes to the heel, then the heel and the booty come to the floor. Lift your legs. Navasana, boat pose. 3 breaths. And exhale, the heels kick in close to the buttocks. We're pressing from the outside to the inside of the feet to rise. Back onto the balls of the feet. Everything hugs into the midline. As you inhale and slowly rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen. Exhale, ground your palms, step or jump back. Come to down dog or move through a vinyasa. Be with your breath. Whatever choice you make. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise, stretch your body, one long line of energy. And then choose your own adventure. Maybe you ground your left hand and lift your right arm up for a twist. Maybe you bring your hands to your heart and twist to the right, hooking the left elbow outside the right knee. There's even an opportunity for a bind here if that's part of your practice. But as you inhale, hug your legs together. Feel your back thigh bone lift. Widen it to the left. Lift your frontal hip bone away from your thigh bone and press through the palms to roll your shoulders back. 3 breaths. And inhale to center. Exhale, release, ground your palms, step back. Come to downward facing dog. Or move your body through a vinyasa, linked to the breath. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, stretch. Find that length and space in the spine. And then take your twist. Maybe lowering the right hand down and lifting the left arm up. Maybe bringing your hands to the heart and hooking the right elbow outside the left knee. Either way, inhale and scissor your legs towards each other. Engage the inner groin and Lift the frontal hip bones away from the front thigh bone as you press through the palms and lean into the back body. 3 breaths. Inhale to center and exhale, release. Round your palms, step back. Down dog, child's pose, or vinyasa. Your choice. Wherever you find yourself, anchor your awareness to your breath. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. And with an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, drop your seat, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. One more time. Inhale, arms reach up and rise onto the balls of your feet. Exhale slowly, bend the knees, lowering the booty towards the heels, and then towards the mat. Lift your legs up, 3 breaths. Exhale, heels in. Press from the outside to the inside of your feet to rise up. Find your balance and steadiness. And inhale, slowly lift all the way. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, round your palms, step or jump back. Come to downward facing dog or move through a vinyasa. And for this one, you might want to scoot all the way back on your mat if you're practicing in a tight space. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, stretch long, abdomen back. Lengthen space through the spine. Slight bend in your back knee and inhale, fly forward. Warrior 3. Press both thigh bones back. Lift from the inner thigh and the center of the heel. Lift your frontal hip bones. 3 breaths. And exhale, fold forward. Keep lifting your back leg higher for standing split. Press out through both heels. Lift from the inner thigh and the center of the heel as you press the standing thigh bone back. You are welcome to stay here or play with handstand kick-ups. Grounding your palms under your shoulders. Rise onto the ball of the right foot. If you need to bend the right knee, that's totally fine. Gaze to the triangular point between your hands. Keep your abdomen drawn back towards your spine as you inhale and press your left heel to the ceiling. So we're in that same shape we were just in Warrior 3, finding the balance. And then exhale, release. Step back. You can move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Good. We're getting all that hard work in right at the beginning of class, right? Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, stretch your body long. Exhale, bend your back knee. Inhale, fly, warrior 3. Standing thigh bone back. Frontal hip bones lifting. Lift from the inner thigh and the center of the heel. 3 breaths. And exhale, fold forward into standing split. Allowing your torso to act as a lever that lifts the back leg higher. Press out through both heels. Stay in your standing split or play with a handstand kick-up without attachment to the results, but listening to the instructions. Ground your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers wide. Arms are straight. Gaze is to that triangular point between your hands. Slight bend in the front knee as you rise onto the fingertips. Keep your bones and joints stacked as you press the right heel to the ceiling. Have 3 breaths wherever you're working, or 3 kick-ups. And we will meet back in downward facing dog or child's pose. Wherever you are, return to your ujjayi breath. Feel the heat that is being generated in your body. That is the element of the 3rd chakra, fire. Breathe it into the places that feel tight and sore and stuck. And as you exhale completely, find that softness, that surrender into the process of purifying through fire and discipline, of letting go of what is no longer serving, and making space for new energy, ideas, and opportunities. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. And with an inhale, gaze forward, step or jump your feet to meet your hands. And exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, drop your seat, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. How are you guys doing? I'm like dying here. I have my windows open and I'm hot. Okay, take a drink and I'm gonna restart on Instagram. Come on. Good. Good. So we're gonna play with an arm balance practice and one inversion before we just wind down and have a super long, relaxing Yoga Nidra Shavasana. We will start with throw pose. And it's kind of like the blueprint arm balance pose. A lot of the same things that we've been working on come up here. And I'm gonna let you know where we're going so you don't expend all your energy on this first shape. We're gonna do a regular crow pose. Then we'll play with doing side crow pose. Then we'll play with coming into headstand. If you want to come into headstand from crow pose or side crow, those are options that I'll talk you through. But just connecting to the arm balance template through crow. You're gonna lift your hips high, ground your hands as wide as your shoulders. Gaze out to that triangular point between your hands. Your head is the counterweight to your pelvis. If you look down, you will go down. Slight bend in your elbows. Knees come to the upper outer arms. As you lean forward, shifting your weight, the abdomen lifts, the back of the ribs lift. The legs hug into the arms. Maybe your feet lift up. Just 3 breaths, wherever you're working. Even if you're not getting up there today, feel your strength build. And then we'll rest in our squat pose. Really allowing the pelvis to settle towards the heels, making sure the knees are in line with the ankles. Good. And let's turn sideways on our mats. You're gonna bring your feet in a little closer and bring them to face forward if you can. We're gonna take a twist here. Hands at the heart. Try to bring your left elbow outside your right knee. And you might have to keep your hands grounded for today. but allowing the pelvis to settle, particularly the left side of the pelvis to settle towards the left heel. Press into the fingers or the hands to roll your shoulders together down and into your back body. The leg and the arm pressed together. Have 3 breaths. Good, and then we're gonna rise onto our toes and keep our legs together. You have to turn your body like completely sideways and ground your hands as wide as your shoulders on the right side of your body. There's a slight bend in the elbows, lifting the hips up a little bit. The knees come onto the left upper arm, and you have to gaze and lean to the right to make it work. So maybe you're just right here for now, feeling your body get stronger. Maybe you can lift your feet. 3 breaths. Good. And come back to rest. Oops. In your squat pose. You want to make sure the knees are in line with the ankles, but we're moving in towards bringing the feet to face forward and the knees closer together here. Lift that right arm and take it outside the left knee. Press the arm and the knee together and roll your shoulders back. Allow the right side of the pelvis to settle and have 3 more deep, long breaths. Good, and then you're grounding both of your hands on the left side of your body. Taking that slight bend in your elbows, the knees come on to the right upper arm, and you're leaning and gazing to the left to shift the weight. Maybe you can lift your feet up. 3 breaths. Release. Come back to that. Squat pose. Hands at the heart. Have 3 breaths here. So the next invitation is to play with moving from one of these variations of crow pose to headstand. And a regular crow to a headstand is a pretty straight shot. Slight bend in the elbows, hug the knees into the arms, you're gazing forward, 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 and then you're just tuck the top of your head to the ground. Pull your abdomen towards your spine and spin your pelvis around your femur bones to rise. Always remembering to press down with the hands to lift the shoulders up away from the ears in our headstands. So you're welcome to play with that. You're also, if you think that that's super easy and you're ready to try a new challenge, it is possible to come up from side crow. Honestly, I'm tired. I don't know if I can really even do it right now, but it's really fun. I'm gonna try. Same thing, you're gazing way out in front of you and lowering the crown of the head to the floor. The lift is those side muscles that we worked at the beginning of class. If you come into headstand, just have a few breaths and then come back out the way you came in. If all of this is just like, what the fuck is she talking about? We can just do a regular headstand practice, which utilizes everything we've been focusing on about allowing bones and joints to stack in your back body frame and support you. So if you would like to do a headstand practice with me now, I'll guide you through that. If you have had enough, putting your legs up the wall or your legs up on a chair, I look like such a psychopath, is always a great way to receive the benefits of inverting. But if you would like to play with a headstand or a headstand prep, I'll talk you through that. If headstand is part of your practice, you can go ahead and get into it. If you've never done headstand before, I'll talk you through the prep poses. The most important part of the headstand is pressing down with the forearms to lift the shoulders up. If you have a neck injury, I wouldn't recommend starting to practice headstand on your own at home right now. I would recommend keeping your head lifted off the ground and doing the prep work. If you do not have a neck injury, we're interlacing the hands, crossing the thumbs, placing the top of the head, the crown of the head on the floor in front of your hands. Press down with the forearms to lift the shoulders. Make downward dog in your legs. Press down with the forearms to lift the shoulders as you walk the legs in, moving towards stacking the hips over the shoulders. Press down with the forearms to lift the shoulders. You can draw the knees into the chest and roll up into headstand. Or you can play with, inhale, lift the left leg high. Same thing we've been working, lifting from the inner thigh and the center of the heel. Pressing the right thigh bone back. Finding the balance, the stacking of the bones and joints. And maybe you can lift one leg up. Good, if you're doing a prep, it's harder than the headstand. Come down and relax. If you are in a headstand still, press down with the forearms to lift your shoulders. Press up through the heels. Hug the buttocks and the low ribs into the midline. It's literally the same alignment as Tadasana, just flipped upside down. If you are doing prep poses, we're doing it on the other side. Interlace your hands, cross your thumbs, bring the crown of your head to the floor. Forgot to say before, your elbows are as wide as your shoulders. Press down with your forearms to lift the shoulders away from the ears, support the neck. Make downward dog in your legs and walk the feet in. Press down with the forearms to lift the shoulders. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Lift from your inner thigh and the center of your heel. With each breath, renew your efforts to press down with the forearms and lift the heel. Maybe you can lift so much that the left toes come off the floor. Wherever you're working, 3 breaths. You've been in headstand this whole time. Good work. You can come down with us in your third exhale. Good. Have a few breaths in child's pose. When we have been upside down, especially for a little while, we don't want to just sit up. We want to give our body time to acclimate and transition. Then you can lift your chin and place your chin in your hands. And where are we at? The time is in. Yes. We are now going to come to lay down on our backs. Close out and have a nice long Shavasana with Yoga Nidra. We'll finish up with just a bridge pose and then a shoulder stand or plow pose to counter the headstand work that we've been doing. So bend your knees, ground your feet in close to your buttocks. Press the back of your head and shoulders firmly into the floor. They're your foundation in this pose and the next pose. With an inhale, lift your pelvis, your low back, your middle back. If it feels good, you can interlace your hands beneath you to get the leverage to roll the shoulders under. Otherwise, just turn the palms to face up and roll your shoulders under. The buttocks is soft here. We are not using the big glutes to do this pose. Everything on the ground presses firmly down to lift your heart. From your heart, extend through your knees. From your heart, extend through your crown. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Good. Lower your pelvis to the floor. Sway your knees from side to side a little bit. And we will finish up with a plow pose or shoulder stand. If that's part of your practice, go ahead and get into it. If it's not part of your practice, I will talk you through it. If you don't feel like doing another inversion, or if you have a neck injury, just legs up the wall or legs up on the couch or the chair is a great option here. If you want to come into plow pose or shoulder stand, press the back of your head and shoulders into the mat. Grab the outside edge of the mat by your hips and use that as leverage to help kick your feet up and overhead. Roll the spine like we did at the beginning of class. If your feet can touch the floor here, that's great. If they can't, draw the knees in and just bring the hands right onto the lower back. Draw the elbows in towards each other. Back of the head and shoulders press down firmly. If your feet do touch the floor, you can interlace your hands behind your back, and that gives you leverage to roll the shoulders under even more. The more we get the shoulders under us, the more our arms can support us when we bring our hands onto our lower back. In plow pose, the thigh bones lift up away from the frontal hip bones. You're welcome to stay here or to lift one leg at a time, or to even bend your knees in by your ears. Wherever you're working, have 5 to 10 deep, long breaths. The alignment is the same in shoulder stand. So we press down through the back of the arms, the head and shoulders to lift up through the heels. We stick our booty out a little bit so the thigh bones go back, and then we draw the center of the buttocks into the midline and realize that this is a very demanding pose for the core. When you are ready to come out, drop your feet down behind your head, release your arms, roll the spine out vertebrae by vertebrae. Shit. Shavasana. I just spilled water all over the floor. Good. So you can feel free to take any other pose that your body may be suggesting it would like, or to find Shavasana right now. In Shavasana, you can rest with your legs extended out along the mat. Or, my favorite, place your legs up on a chair or the couch. If there's any discomfort in your lower back, you want to bend your knees, round your feet wide, and let your knees fall together. Having small crisis, so just give me a second. What did that say? Good. So wherever you find yourself, return your awareness to your breath and allow it to be so deep and so long that it touches down into the bottoms of your feet and the tips of your toes. And as you exhale completely, any residual tension, anxiety, criticalness, leaves your body with your breath through your fingertips. Yoga Nidra means yogic sleep. So I will guide you in progressive relaxation of your entire body. And sometimes we fall asleep here. Sometimes we slip into dreamland. And sometimes we actually experience the Yoga Nidra state, which is consciousness within deep sleep. It's said to be like 1 degree away from enlightenment. Whatever your body does here is exactly what your body needs. And you will experience all the benefits of rest relaxation, and the potential to resolve deep conditioning on an unconscious level or experience oneness or bliss. Bring your awareness into your head and face. Allow your awareness to fill your whole head and face. Feel your skin soften back against your muscles. Feel your muscles soften down around your bones. Feel your bones sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Allow your awareness to extend down into and through your throat. Allow your awareness to fill your neck and throat. Feel your skin soften around your muscles. Feel your muscles soften down and around your bones. Feel your bones sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Allow your awareness to drip into and through the chest and shoulders. Allow your awareness to fill the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms. Feel your skin soften back around your muscles. Feel your muscles soften down around your bones. Feel your bones sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Allow your awareness to extend into and through your wrists, hands, fingers, and fingertips. Feel your skin soften back around your muscles. Feel your muscles soften down around your bones. Feel your bones sink into the support of the ground beneath you. And return your awareness to your chest and shoulders. Allow your awareness to extend into and through your whole torso, all the way down to the bottom, to the tip of your tailbone. Allow your awareness to fill your whole torso. Feel your skin soften into your muscles. Feel your muscles soften down and around your bones. Feel your bones sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Allow your awareness to extend into and through the pelvis, and the hip joints, into and through the upper legs, the knees, and the lower legs. Feel your skin soften into your muscles. Feel your muscles soften down and around your bones. Feel your bones sink into the support of the ground beneath you. And allow your awareness to extend into and through the ankles, feet, toes, bottoms of your feet and tips of your toes. Feel your skin soften back against your muscles. Feel your muscles soften down and around your bones. Feel your bones sink into the support of the ground beneath you. And allow yourself to abide in this state for a few more moments. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Allow it to flow easy and natural. Allow your breath to be just as it is. Introduce gentle movement into the periphery of the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Gently sway your head. When you are ready, you can inhale and reach your arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from fingertips to tippy toes and exhale here. Inhale, draw your knees into your chest. And exhale, roll to your right side body. Pause for a moment. Move slowly as you transition from the meditative rest of Yoga Nidra back into your everyday life. When you're ready, press down with your palms to lift up. Return to a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed for just another moment. Check back in. Notice the quality of your breath now after your practice. Notice where in your body you're still holding tension and where some things may have shifted. Observe the speed of the thoughts through your mind in this moment. And then anchor your awareness back on your breath. We will seal our collective efforts with a single Om. As you inhale, allow the breath to reach down through the pelvis, through the floor into the earth. And as you exhale, lean into the back body. Bring your hands to your heart and bow your head in gratitude for the tools of this practice that teach us to balance effort with ease, to find the sweetness between will and surrender that enables flight. Thank you all so much for practicing today, for working hard and relaxing. Have a great rest of your day. I'm so
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to
How are
see
you feeling?
everybody.
Thank you, Ty.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.